Let us begin with this problem. A chemist has an 80% alcohol solution and a 30% alcohol solution. How many liters of each should he use to obtain 5 liters of a 60% alcohol solution? Alright, this is a mixture problem. And whenever you're dealing with a mixture problem, lagi nyo tatandaan na meron kayong two important factors here or items. Yung volume saka yung concentration. Yung volume, ayun yung usually naka-liters or naka-cubic cm, ganon. Ayun yung amount. While yung concentration, siya naman yung percent. Okay? And the first thing that we have to do is assign the variables. So a chemist has an 80% and a 30% solution. Mag-assign tayo ng variables. So let us let X be the volume of the 80% solution. Tapos yung Y naman, let Y be the volume of the 30% solution. Ayan yung kailangan natin, yung X saka Y. Okay? Ngayon, meron tayong mga conditions dito. Una, ang sabi, how many liters of each should he use to obtain 5 liters? First, we have to consider the volume. Okay? Yung 5 liters muna. And since nag-agree tayo na X and Y are the volumes of each solution, we can say that X plus Y, pag pinag-plus natin yan, the sum is 5 liters. Okay? First equation. And then the second condition is we will consider both the volume and the concentration. Ang sabi, how many liters of each should he use to obtain 5 liters of a 60% alcohol solution? So this time we will consider the volume and the concentration. Ngayon, para sa concentration, kailangan natin i-change itong mga percentage into decimal. Madali lang yan. 80% is 0.8. So halimbawa, 80%. Move lang kayo ng 2 decimal places to the left. So 0.80 yan or 0.8. Ganon din dito. Magiging 0.3 yan. Kapag ina-apply na natin sa ating equations. Okay? So para sa may mixture X, 0.8 times X. 0.8 times X. Ito na yung concentration. Concentrated na with volume. So plus the concentrated Y, which is 0.30 or 0.3 Y. Yung kailangan nating final solution is 5 liters of a 60% alcohol solution. So 60% is 0.60 or 0.6 times the volume 5. Meron na tayong two equations in two variables. Okay, so system of equations to. Ngayon, ito yung mas simple equation dyan sa dalawa. Yung sa taas. So ang gagawin ko, i-isolate ko yung isang variable. Let's say, y. So this becomes y is equal to 5. Tapos transpose x to the other side, make it negative. Y equals 5 minus x. And what I will do is, I will substitute this y value here to this one. Okay? So y equals 5 minus x. Therefore, we have 0.8x here plus 0.3 times y, and y is equal to 5 minus x. Equals, ito, 0.6 times 5, you're gonna get 3. So meron na tayong linear equation in one variable. So solvable na yan. Manipulate natin. Okay, 0.8x plus 0.3 times 5 is 1.5. 0.3 times negative x is negative 0.3x equals 3. Next step, transpose natin si 1.5 sa kabila. Tapos combine natin si 0.8x minus 0.3x, that's 0.5x. Equals 3, and then minus 1.5 is 1.5. And then divide both sides by the coefficient 0.5. Therefore, the value of x is equal to 1.5 divided by 0.5 is 3. So meron tayong 3 liters of 80% solution. Remember, x is the volume of 80%. Meron na tayo ng isa. Hanapin naman natin yung y. Okay, so to solve for y, babalikan natin tong equation na yan. Therefore, we have y is equal to 5 minus x, and x is 3. Therefore, y is equal to 2. So we have 2 liters of the 30% solution. So ayan yung kailangan natin. 3 liters of 80%. Okay, box ko lang ha. 3 liters of 80%. Tapos 2 liters of 30%. So the answer is option A. Next, a traffic sign is in the shape of a rhombus with a 60-degree angle and sides of 9 cm long. Find the area to the nearest 10. Okay, so meron tayong rhombus dito. And just in case you're not familiar with rhombus, rhombus is a parallelogram. So pag sinabi natin parallelogram, parallel to, tapos parallel din to. You have 2 pairs of parallel opposite sides. At ang sabi, sides of 9 centimeters long. So 9 to, 9 yan, 9 din to, tapos 9 din to. And also ang sabi, it has a 60-degree angle. So meron kayong 2 types of angles sa may rhombus. Meron kayong acute dito, tapos meron kayong obtuse dito. Yan. Yan. Dahil binigay sa atin ay acute, 60 degrees, less than 90, dito yon 60 degrees, equal yan, 60 degrees. Parallelogram, tandaan nyo, the opposite angles are equal. Kasi itong rhombus, para siyang square. Diba? Ang square, meron siyang 4 equal sides. Maalala nyo? Ang difference lang ng square sa rhombus is yung angle. Kapag square kasi, yung angles mo dito ay 90 degrees. Kapag hindi 90 degrees yung interior angles mo, it means you have a rhombus. And dahil rhombus ang meron tayo, gagamitin din natin yung property niya. So kapag nag-draw tayo ng auxiliary line, mahahati natin to into 2 equal parts. So it means itong volume ng part 1 is equal to the volume of part 2. Okay? Ngayon, para malaman yung area na tong rhombus na to, ganito. We will solve the area of triangle 1 and also the area of triangle 2. Kaya lang sabi natin, hinahati ito into 2 equal parts. We can say that A sub 1 is equal to A sub 2. Ngayon, the total area of this figure is equal to area 1 plus area 2. And sabi natin, area 1 is equal to area 2 or vice versa. We can just say that area 1 plus area 2 is area 1. So, 2 times area 1. Okay, so that's the total area. And it makes sense. Kailangan na natin isolve yung area ng isang triangle. Tapos times 2. Ngayon, what is area 1? Ito. Anong area niyan? We have to use the formula for area of a triangle. Specifically, pag meron tayong 2 sides and an included angle. So the formula is 1/2 AB sine C. Explain ko. Yung A at B, ayun lang yung 2 sides, which are 9 and 9. Tapos yung C, yung included angle na 60 degrees. So proceed. 2 times 1/2, cancel to. Therefore, we have A, B, sine C. Substitute natin. Patuloy tayo dito. Area is equal to A and B are 9 and 9. So 9 times 9 times sine 60 degrees, yung included angle. 9 times 9 is 81. So 81 times sine 60 degrees. Yung sine 60 degrees, usually given yan. Okay? Pero just in case na hindi given yan, kailangan yung gumamit ng 30, 60, 90 special right triangles. So halimbawa, meron tayong 60, 30, tapos 90 right triangle. So special right triangle na yan. And according sa 30-60 special right triangle, kung yung hypotenuse mo ay 1, ang measure ng shortest side is 1/2. Ito yung shortest side kasi facing the smallest angle, 30 degrees. While yung measure naman ng second longest side is square root of 3 times the shortest length or the shortest side. So square root of 3 times 1/2, which simplifies to square root of 3 over 2. Ngayon, kung kukunin natin yung sine of 60 degrees right here, tandaan nyo, sine is just the ratio of opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite of 60 degrees is this one, square root of 3 over 2 over the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is 1. And this simplified to just square root of 3 over 2. Kaya ito yung value ng sine 60 degrees. Okay? Usually given naman yan, pero pinakita ko lang kung paano kunin. Ngayon, substitute natin dito. So, area is equal to 81. Okay, this is not area 1. This is just the area. Sine 60 degrees is equal to square root of 3 over 2. And therefore, we have 81 square root of 3 over 2 square cm. The answer is option B. Next problem. How many consecutive odd integers of an arithmetic sequence starting from 9 must be added in order to obtain a sum of 15,860? Okay, so meron tayong consecutive odd integers na arithmetic sequence starting from 9. So that's 9, 11, 13, so on and so forth. Okay, and the first term, a sub 1, is 9, while the common difference, dahil odd numbers yan, is just 2. The question says, how many consecutive odd integers? So, ang kailangan nating malaman dito is yung n, the number of terms. How many consecutive odd integers must be added in order to obtain a sum of 15,860? So, the sum of the first n terms is 15,860. Okay. Ang gagawin natin dito, mag-solve tayo using the sum or the partial sum formula for arithmetic sequence. And that formula is S sub n is equal to n divided by 2 times, okay, I'm gonna use a bracket, times 2 times a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Substitute ngayon tayo. So S sub n, okay, ang S sub n natin is 15,860. So, puri natin to. 15,860 is equal to n over 2 times 2 times a sub 1. A sub 1 is 9. So, 2 times 9 plus n minus 1 times the common difference d, which is 2. And obviously, isa na lang ang variable natin. Ito. Yan. Saka to. Kailangan natin isolve yan. So, para masolve natin yan, let's proceed. 15,860 is equal to n over 2. And then 2 times 9 is 18. And then 2 times n is 2n. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Let's proceed. 15,860 is equal to n over 2 times 18 minus 2 is 16. So 16 plus 2n. Simplify natin to. 15,860 is equal to n over 2 times 16. So that's 8n. Kasi 16 divided by 2 is 8. And then plus n over 2 times 2n. Cancel out yung 2 dyan. Ito. Cancel out yan. Pati yan 2. Bali, n times n is n squared. Patuloy tayo dito. Magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng quadratic trinomial. So, n squared plus 8n tapos transpose magiging minus 15,860 equals 0. Kailangan natin itong isolve. And this is in the form of x squared plus bx plus c. Yung ating leading coefficient is equal to 1, kaya yung factored form niyan, product of two binomials na mayroong n as first terms. Kailangan natin mag-isip ng two numbers na may product na negative 15,860, tapos yung sum ay positive 8. And those two numbers are 130 and negative 122. 130 times negative 122 is negative 15,860, while 130 plus negative 122 is positive 8. So solve natin yan. Equate both factors to 0. N plus 130 equals 0. Solve for n. N is equal to negative 130. While equate din natin to sa 0. N minus 122 equals 0. Solve for n. N is equal to positive 122. Ngayon, saan sa dalawa ang sagot natin? Ito o ito? Well, the number of terms should be positive. That's why the answer should be 122. The answer is option D. Next problem, find the area of the shaded region. Okay, meron tayong diagram dito, and the diagram consists of a square, ito, square, and then 4 congruent circles. Assume nyo lang na congruent yan, okay? Please bear with my drawing. And we have to find the area of these shaded portions, okay? Yung mga kulay red na yan. So the area required para ma-solve natin, that's equal to the area of the entire square minus the area of the circle times 4. Kasi nga, 4 yung circles natin. So 4 times the area of the circle. So, let's solve muna sa may area of square. The area of the square has a formula side squared or side times side. And the side of the square is 7 units. So 7 squared. Therefore, the area of the square is equal to 49. 7 squared is 49. Now, let's go to the area of the circle. The area of one circle is equal to, okay, meron tayong 4 na circles dito. Tapos, nag-fit siya exactly sa my square. So, if we draw this segment right here, this is a radius. Okay? And also, we can draw a straight line right here, which produces 4 radii. Okay, 4 na radius yan. And as you can see, this 4 radius should have a sum or a total length of 7. So we can say that 4 times r is equal to 7. Divide both sides by 4, so the radius length is equal to 7 over 4. Alright? Now, the formula for the area of the circle is pi times the radius square. Ngayon, alam na natin yung radius. Substitute na lang yung r dito. So we have pi times 7 over 4 squared. Ngayon, we can solve for the total area. The area required. So the area required is equal to the area of the square, which is 49, minus 4 times the area of the circle. So minus 4 times the area of the circle is this one. Okay, area of the circle. Pi times 7 squared or 7 over 4 squared. Ngayon, simplify natin. We have 49 minus 4 times pi, and then 7 squared is 49, so times 49 over 4 squared is 16. Let's proceed. 49, and then negative 4 times pi times 49 over 16. We can divide 4 divided by 16. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So this becomes 49 pi over 4. So minus 49 pi over 4. Ngayon, labas natin yung 49. So this becomes 49 times 1. 49 divided by 49 is 1. And then minus 49 pi over 4 divided by 49. Cancel out yung 49. So pi over 4. Ito ngayon yung ating required area. The answer is option C. Next problem. Solve for x. And we have an exponential equation. Let me copy. We're given with 49 raised to 2x minus 1 is equal to 1 over 7 raised to negative 2. Okay. Ang concept kasi ng exponential equation, kailangan maka-form kayo ng let's say a raised to x is equal to a raised to y. Kailangan same yung base nyo. Kasi pag same yung base, you can just equate the powers. X is equal to y. Ganun ang gagawin natin dito. But obviously, 49 is not 1 over 7. However, we can manipulate this in such a way na meron silang same base. Because 49 can be expressed as 7 squared. Right? 7 times 7 is 49. So, 49 raised to 2x minus 1 is equal to, ngayon, yung 1 over 7, that's 7 raised to negative 1. Do you agree? And then raised to negative 2. Itong 7 raised to negative 1, using the reciprocal rule, that's equal to, okay, 7 raised to negative 1, that's equal to 1 over 7 raised to 1, or simply 1 over 7. Okay? Equal lang yan. Ngayon, nakikita ninyo, halos malapit na maging equal in base. So, kailangan na natin i-apply yung power of a power rule. Power of a power rule means multiply the inner and outer exponents. Starting on this left side, we have 7 raised to 2 and then times 2x minus 1. While on the right side, we have 7 again raised to negative 1 times negative 2. And kita naman natin, parehas na ang ating base. So we can cancel this. 7 and 7. And equate na lang natin yung powers. So sa powers, 2 times 2x minus 1, let me copy. 2 times 2x minus 1 is equal to negative 1 times negative 2. Let's simplify. 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times negative 1 is minus 2. Is equal to negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. Transpose negative 2 to the other side. 4x is equal to 2 and then plus 2. Naging plus siya sa kabila. And then 4x is equal to 2 plus 2 is 4. Divide both sides by 4. X is equal to 1. So this is the answer. The answer is option A. Next problem. In the following figure, A, B, and C, D are parallel chords. Find the value of X. So meron daw tayong given na circle with parallel chords AB, itong linya na yan, tapos CD. Parallel sila, so it means they will not intersect. And we have to find the value of this angle, angle X. So how to do that? Okay, ganito. Gagamitin muna natin yung concept ng intercepted arc measure. So this 110 degrees right here, ayan yung measure ng arc AC. Yan. And we know that the measure of arc AC or simply any arc is equal to 2 times the measure of the angle that intercepted it. So ang nag-intercept sa may arc na to, yung AC, ay itong angle na yan. Okay? Let's call that angle CBA. So 2 times the measure of angle CBA. So kailangan muna natin malaman to, yung value niyan. Okay? Substitute. The measure of arc AC is 110. So 110 degrees is equal to divide natin both sides by 2. Cancel to. Therefore, the measure of angle CBA is equal to 110 divided by 2, which is 55. So 55 degrees daw to. Okay? Ngayon, para masolve natin si X, i-apply natin yung alternate interior angles theorem. Okay? So 55 and X are alternate interior angles kasi parallel lines to, yung AB sa CD. And we know that alternate interior angles are congruent or equal. Therefore, we can say that X right here is just equal to 55. So the answer is 55 degrees, which is option C.